Saint Figarland Garling is secretly organizing a huge revolution. Garling is literally the main reason why Saint Saturn died in Egghead and how he carved his own way in order to become a literal Gorosei. And what are his next future plans that will make him the king of the world. Be sure to watch this video till the end because I am going to reveal so many things about Garling and his plans that is going to make you go wow. But before that, one small request, and that is to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Saint Figarland Garling, the father of Shanks, was always introduced as a person who had schemes behind the scene. He was the main reason that the whole God Valley incident took place, and he was the main reason why both Roger and Rox arrived in God Valley. And if you look closely, his showing in God Valley was not that great. He literally lost to Rox off screen, but that was never the point. Garling was always established to be someone that is always scheming from behind the curtain. He is a very big schemer, and that was his real introduction. He is scheming so many things behind the scene. Let me point them out one by one. Now let us begin with his first scheme, and that is he literally was the one that planned Saint Saturn's death. Let me now show you how. You see, Saint Saturn was sent to Egghead in order to retrieve the Mother Flame and Dr. Vegapunk, the evil one, of course. Now if you think about it, the real reason he was sent was to retrieve the Mother Flames, because Emu literally fired an ancient weapon that probably runs on the Mother Flame so that he could erase Sabo from history or from the world of One Piece. Now Sabo again was the person that discovered that the world is run by Emu and not the Gorosei, and Emu is literally the main bad guy of the One Piece world, so the witness have to be erased. That is why they fired the ancient weapon in the first place. But now if you think about it, who are the people that are supposed to protect the Holy Land and the interest of the Holy Land? Yes, they are the God's Knight or the Holy Knight, and they were never shown to us. We just got a panel of dragons saying, hey, right now the Holy Knights will assemble, but we never got to see anything regarding them until we meet at Elbaf. Now you see, to protect the Holy Land and to protect the interest of the Holy Land, the Holy Knights must know every single one of their enemies, including the 4 emperors and probably the Revolutionary Army, because Dragon is the most wanted man in the world, and the Revolutionary Army is literally a big threat for the whole Holy Land and for the whole Tenryubito system. Now I'm not going to take any credit away from Sabo or the Revolutionary Army, because they did great and their planning was on spot in order to infiltrate the Holy Land. But think about it this way, there is in no world a possibility that the Holy Knights never knew what the abilities of the Revolutionary Army commanders are. Literally, Dragon is the most wanted person in the world, and they as their enemy should know everything about Dragon. And last time we checked, it is not that hard to get inside the Revolutionary Army, so planting a spy inside the Revolutionary Army is also not an idea that is too absurd. And literally, Garling, with being such a planner, could have planned this a long time ago. They could literally have a spy in, let's say, not the commander rank, but a little lower rank person who knew about these things could have informed Garling that, hey, I don't know about everything or what they are planning, but they might attack Marejua at this time or at this point of time. And this was enough for Garling in order to move away every single Holy Knight from the whole Holy Land, so that their whole revolution or whatever their plan is could go to that degree, so that Emu could get frustrated and fire off an ancient weapon. Because again, Garling being connected to the Holy Knight, again we know that the Holy Knight are also connected to Emu, so Garling probably knew how irrational Emu is, and he could literally fire off an ancient weapon because he is so angry that Sabo got to see Emu's face reveal before any other reader probably. And Garling, being the leader of the Holy Knights, could also make him the person that knew the amount of Mother Flames available to fire off an ancient weapon now is pretty limited. And in order to be secured and to fire off more bullets from the ancient weapon, they literally needed a lot more Mother Flames. And how would they get that? They would get that from none other than Dr. Vegapunk, who is already planning to do something else with the world that doesn't align with the interest of the world government. So Garling being exposed to so much information, because he is at that place of power that he probably literally outranks every single marine and even Kong. So he has so much information and he literally put that into good use. He made sure that Sabo infiltrates the Holy Land, and it was pretty obvious that Saturn is going to go in order to retrieve the Mother Flames, because again he is the god leader of science and technology, of course. So he is the first choice to bring back Mother Flames for Emu to fire off more bullets of Emu's favorite ancient weapon toy. So he was the first choice. And now if you think that hey, Saturn was pretty strong, how could have Garling thought that Saturn would die in Egghead, right? Now let's talk about that. You see, again Garling literally had a lot of information, and he literally knew through CP organization that Luffy awakened something that should have not been awakened. And he, again being exposed to so many things, knew what really happened during Void Century, or have a rough idea to know what Luffy's literal awakening devil fruit means or what it represents. And this was the bet that he put on, that Luffy is going to go to Egghead. Again, there were 3 islands they could have gone to. It literally could have been Winner Island, Egghead, or Shanks' favorite island, Elbaf. Now you could say that hey, it was a very big gamble. What if Luffy did not go to Egghead and went to somewhere else? You see, it is pretty clear that either Law or Kid would have been destroyed by the sheer force of Marines during Egghead, right? They would have not survived Egghead if it was no other crew than Luffy's Straw Hat crew. And this is the point, right? If you think about it, Garling never had anything to lose. If Saturn would have won and Little Kid or Law would have gone to Egghead, they would have died. Saturn would have bring back the Mother Flames. What would have happened to Garling? Nothing. Literally no one would have pointed out that Garling was literally someone that is manipulating the strings from the background, right? But Garling had 1 out of 3 chance of winning. If Luffy went to Egghead, it was literally almost sure that Gear 5th Luffy would have not lost to someone like Saturn or Kizaru. So Garling put a bet on that 1 out of 3 situation. Garling manipulated the strings from the background and made sure everything went according to his plan, and he made sure that there was always 1 out of 3 chance of winning, and that is all he needed. If he lost, he lost. He lost literally nothing in his real life. He could have made another scheme or another plan, because there is always the Revolutionary Army to play with. If Garling has a spy imbued in the Revolutionary Army, then he could have always tried something else out. Maybe he tried many things out over the years, right? And again, why not you try something out if you literally have 1 out of 3 chance of winning? That is why Garling put the bet, and this time he won. Luffy went to Egghead, that led to the destruction of Saint Saturn. This is how, ladies and gentlemen, Garling literally planned everything from the background and made his own way to become one of the 5 Elder Star or one of the Gorosei. Now, this theory is not yet over. This is just the part 1 of a 2-part series. Now, in the next video, I'll break down about how Garling is going to take the throne from Emu and what are his literal future plans, and how he is still manipulating a lot of things that is happening in Elbaf, including the flame in Marijois. That is all going according to Garling's own freaking plan. Now, if you guys liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe to our channel Anymotion, like this video, share this video with your fellow One Piece and anime fans, subscribe again to our channel, and be sure to comment out any new theories you would like us to make. We'll be sure to do that. And with that out of the way, I'm out. Peace.